What's up, everybody? It's Charles McBee. I'm a stand-up comedian here in New York City, and I'm here to help you, if you're a new comic to New York, break into the New York comedy scene. Be sure to like, subscribe, help me build my dozens of followers to at least about 14, 15 people. That would be great. Oh, and be sure to follow me, Charles McBee. All right, as always, I got my notes because we're keeping it real simple. Real simple. Barking. Yeah, if you've never heard of this, maybe you watched the show Crashing on HBO and you kind of like, some of these things I might be talking about might sound familiar to you if you've seen that show. I'm gonna kind of get into the real nitty gritty because that show, you know, it's a TV show. So this is kind of the real. Barking, what that is if you've been either in Times Square or maybe other parts of the city, the Village, the West Village, you'll see people standing outside going, hey, comedy show, want to see some comedy? Come this way, we got amazing comedians, blah, blah, blah. Those are barkers. A lot of times you may also hear people refer to them as like the comedy street team, but basically that's barking. You're literally like barking at people, trying to get them to come into the venue and watch a comedy show. That's not something I've done it in the past, and I hated every second of it. I was never a barker full time. I did it here and there and swore to never do it again. But that's just me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm not that type of person. I'm not a salesman. I'm not an extrovert. I don't go up to strangers on the street and say, hey, let me talk to you for a second. Like, that ain't me. But if that's you, and there are people who are great at that, who are personable, you know, I mean, if we're in a one-on-one conversation, then yeah, I can have a great, you know, one-on-one conversation with somebody. But for me to just go up to somebody in the street, or for me to say, hey, come check out this, it takes a very specific type of person. Now, where can you bark, or where do you go to start barking for shows? Well, different clubs, not all clubs, but some have a barking, you know, team or different shows. A lot of the clubs here in the city, in New York City, a lot of them have privately produced shows. Produced shows are shows that are ran by comedians at a certain club. So it's not the club that is putting on that show. It's a comedian who is basically running his or her own show out of that club, right? So that comedian or that producer will more than likely will be happy to have someone bark for them. The thing is with barking, you're gonna have to stand outside usually they'll have you stand outside the club or stand outside the venue if it's a bar, whatever the case may be, and you'll be outside, trying to get people in, people into the show. And they will reward you by giving you stage time. Usually it may not be as much stage time as the main people booked on the show. You may get 5 minutes, 6 minutes, or something like that. You work that out with them. But that is a good way, if you're good at that sort of thing, of getting extra stage time on real shows in New York City. So you can, look up different shows, different bar shows, or whatever the case might be, produced shows at clubs, and find out who the producers are, who the bookers are, and just hit them up and say, hey, or go to those shows, which is better. Go to those shows and say, hey, if you need any assistance with packing the room, I would be happy to bark for you in exchange for stage time, which is what we all crave, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to barking. Let me check my notes. Yeah, so bar shows, produced shows, more than likely they will gladly have you bark for them. Here's my pet peeve when it comes to barking or barkers. If you're a dude, don't be an asshole. don't be like, if you're out there to help get people into the show, be friendly, be non-threatening, be, you know, personable. I see a lot of guys thinking that, and it's usually the unfunniest comics to begin with, who think, oh, I'm going to use crude humor, or I'm going to, you know, say some wild-ish or shock humor to get people. No group of women walking past a venue wants to be told a dick joke to get them to be interested in coming to a show. Like, don't. I see it all the time. You're trying to get people to come into the show. I shouldn't have to explain this, but for some reason it happens all the time. Be friendly, be personable, be charming. You want to get people to come into the show. And you will be rejected 1 trillion times, which is why, another reason, I couldn't do it. I can't take that much rejection in that short of amount of time. To my face, I'm good. But people will walk by you like they don't even see you. They will not stop for you. They'll give you a look. They'll say something stupid back to you. I mean, it just happens. If you got to be able to let it roll off, you got to be able to just, you know, let that slide. Like, don't be confrontational. Don't be. Remember, you're helping out. Your end goal is to get stage time, to be on the show. All right, so you're helping to fill the room so that you can get on the show. You gotta, if you're gonna bark, that ego. You gotta leave that ego somewhere else, cause you know it's gonna be tried and tested. So that is barking. Good luck. Maybe I'll see you out there. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, follow me on Instagram at Charles McBee, all that good stuff. All right, peace.